What's going on, guys? It's Rayson over here. In the last 2 months, I've made over $425,000 with one of my dropshipping stores, and I basically quadruple my income. And in today's video, I'm going to show you how you can do the exact same. Alright, so let's dive right into it. So the first thing that you need to understand is whatever you speak is as powerful as whatever you think. Alright, so this is added right here, okay? So your mindset and whatever you just mindset and speech. Alright, so both of these things align perfectly together. Okay, whatever you speak and whatever you think about is the exact same thing. Okay, you have to basically believe that you're already in that position that you want to be at in life, right? So the first thing is, number one, you have to be delusional. Okay, you need to be delusional, right? And I don't mean delusional as in like you say some crazy shit and then like something out of reach, right? You need to make it you kind of need to make it achievable at least, all right? And at least someone in the world has done it before. Okay, you need to be delusionally optimistic, all right? And this really lies about just having like faith, okay, just believing in yourself, right? So self-belief, right? Self-belief is the most important thing. If you basically don't believe that you can achieve it, you've already failed. All right. When I first started making money online, and this implies for everyone, if you're dropshipping, trading, agency, whatever you do, I believe that I was already a millionaire before I made my first dollar. Okay, like I was already in that position way before I made a single dollar, and it was just that I knew all this shit was gonna work out. I just didn't know how. I knew it was gonna happen, like a matter of time, but I just didn't know how. Okay, so self-belief, right? And this also comes to have just taking that leap of faith. Okay, you need to fucking take that risk. You need to take that risk. That one client you want to work with, that one mentorship you want to join, whatever you want to do, you need to take that risk. Because if you want to achieve something that you've never gotten, you need to do things that you've never done. All right. And another thing is you need to be uncomfortable. Okay, you gotta put yourself in uncomfortable situations. How do I spell uncomfortable? Uncomfortable positions. Okay, you need to put yourself in uncomfortable positions because that's how you grow. You will never grow being comfortable. Okay, and I see a lot of people in my whole entire life, it's working 9 to 5s, going to school, and they're comfortable, right? Because they know what's in front of them, right? They know that they're gonna get a degree. They know that they have this job offer waiting for them, paying 3K, 4K a month. I don't want that, right? I don't want to be waking up at 6 a.m., having a 1 hour lunch break, barely making any money to enjoy life. I don't want to do that. Okay, I want to be working and I want to enjoy working. Right? So being in uncomfortable positions is the best thing you could ever do because that's how you grow. All right? So never ever be comfortable, right? And that's for like self experiences. Yeah, like for my own experience as well. When I first started making my first 10K a month, all right, bro, I thought I was the shit. Okay, I thought I was the shit. Look at me right here. Look at this jet. Right, this jet right here. How do I change the color? Yeah. This is me right here. I thought I was the king. I thought I was the shit. Right? I genuinely believe that like I was on top of the world just because I was making 10K a month. But then slowly as you start increasing your income, right, you start hanging out with people who are a level above you. So right, so when I was making like 3 to 4K a month, I was hanging out with people that make like 5K a month, 6K a month. And then when I started making 10, all of a sudden, right, my friends were making 20K a month. Right? Fuck, even some people were making 50K a month. And then I realized that fuck, like yo, I ain't shit. And why I thought I was the shit, right? Why I thought I was the shit was because of my friends or because who I surrounded myself with, right? I was the king surrounding myself with peasants. Okay, that's so mean to say, but literally, bro, I was the king surrounding myself with peasants. And if you're in the if your friend group or whatever you're in, if you're the richest person in that room, in that circle, get out of there. Okay, there's something wrong. Okay, you cannot, right? I truly believe that you need to surround yourself with people who are way levels above you, right? Because then you never stop grinding. You always, you know, there's always a bigger picture, right? The grass is always greener on the other side. So your environment matters a lot. So let's talk more about environment. Okay, I can talk a lot about this shit. Oh my god, is this how you spell environment? Oh yeah, whatever, okay. Okay, your environment. So why does your environment matter so much? Because you are a direct reflection of whoever you surround yourself with. Alright? Get that in your head. If you surround yourself with people who who smoke weed all day, bro, if all they do is smoke weed all day, you're gonna become like them. Okay, you're gonna be just like them. But if you're hanging out with people who are making like a lot of money, 40, 100, a quarter mil every single month, you're gonna be exactly like them, and you're gonna learn a lot of things from them, right? Just for another for example, I was just with one of my boys. His name is called Suwei. If you don't know who he is, he's from Malaysia. He does he's insane, bro. He's insane. He makes like 150K every single month. He's really good with automations and systems, and that was something I struggled with, right? I'm pretty good at marketing. I'm pretty good at doing e-com, but I struggle with building systems. So first time I met this guy, and boom, he started talking about his business, and then we were basically doing the same thing, and then I realized that okay, by the way he was speaking and the things he was telling me, he knows way more than I did. So what I did is I started asking him questions, right? And guys, you cannot be scared to ask questions, right? Asking questions, if you ask for something, 99% of the chance of the time you will get it. Okay, so I was asking him a lot of questions, and him being a really nice guy, he basically recorded me a full entire 30-minute video breaking down his entire systems, and I copied it, right? He gave me an entire template and I copied it. But I would still be struggling here if I did not know, if I didn't ask, okay? So the moral of the story is you cannot have an ego, okay? An ego is gonna be the death of you, alright? You cannot have an ego. You always have to have a student mindset, okay? There is so much things to be learned every single day. Even me, I'm learning things every single day. And when you have that student mindset, you kind of like understand that okay, there's a lot of things to be learned, and that you ain't shit. Okay, you just basically ain't shit. Because when I was making 10K a month, right? When I was making 10K a month, what did I think? Right? I thought I was the fucking king. I thought I knew everything. Until I started realizing that I actually don't know shit, and I need to put my ego aside and actually learn from people who have what I want. Okay, so the moment I start doing that, I promise you, alright? So it took me like 3 years. Okay, it took me 3 years to make my first 10K a month. Okay, it took me 3 years, but from 10K to making over $250,000 in a single month. On my life, on my mother's life, it took me 7 months. On everything I love, it took me 7 months to go from 10K to 250K, right? And that shit was crazy, okay? I'm telling you, the moment you start making more money and your income starts to level up, the tax bracket with people you surround yourself with becomes different as well, okay? I started surrounding myself with people making millions of dollars every single month, millions every single year, and there's so many things you can learn from them to imply into your business, and that goes into life as well, right? Like I have friends that I hang out with, and they don't be making like money at all, but there is a lesson to learn in every single person, okay? Let's say a guy isn't making any money, he's not doing anything with his life. You learn something from him. You learn that if you don't do anything in your life, you will end up just like him. But if you see a millionaire living a good quality of life, hot ass girlfriend, making a lot of money, then you learn that okay, if you actually do self-improvement, if you actually listen to all these people who have what you want, you're gonna be exactly just like them. Okay, so this is just kind of like a little yap session. I just wanted to just speak my mind and just talk about how far I've come. But if you guys want me to do more mindset videos, do let me know. I plan to do more dropshipping videos as well. So if you guys have any questions about what I do, how I make my money, just DM me on Instagram, Rayston Heem. Alright, I reply to all my DMs. But yeah, with that being said, guys, see you next video.